What's your name?
Blake.
Jenna Stannis.
The Liberator.
Kerr Avon.
Villa.
Too many ifs for my taste.
Gan.
Zen.
Destroy Blake.
Until one of us is dead, there'll never be a time when I won't be right behind you.
Insignificant human scum! Why did you not make this the Christmas episode? Obviously, it should be the Christmas episode! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Why? Because I do all of my videos well in advance. And how did you get up here? I live on the second floor and you don't have any legs.
Daleks are the ultimate life form! Also, you have an elevator!
Yeah, that would do it. Alright, now look, get out of here. I gotta do the episode. Shoo! Shoo! Okay. Hello, friends, and welcome to our next episode, Episode 9, Project Avalon. Well, let's get started, shall we? So we open on a snow-covered rock quarry. It's good to see that Terry Nation is experimenting with his artistic vision, allowing for snow in his rock quarries. But no, this is actually Travis and one of his mutoid guards entering an underground cave network to meet with their sinister spy in the Resistance. What is their plan? My best guess, they're doing an inverse version of Dune. Since the planet's temperature is about 120 degrees below zero and continues to fall. In my all of 5 minutes of research, as far as I can tell, the coldest winter ever recorded was in Russia and a balmy 90 below zero. So yeah, not far off. Blake is here to meet with Avalon, a woman who's been stirring up resistance movements all across the Federation, who has sent a distress call asking for assistance. Avon explains the reason she's asking for assistance is probably the fact the planet's entering its winter cycle, a period called the Long Cold, where for 8.5 years, where the surface temperature can reach minus 250 degrees. So most people live underground. And then we get this. Does it support any intelligent life? Does the Liberator?
Wanker.
But there are humans who live here, called Subterrans, who live underground. The reason the Federation is here is they've enslaved the Subterrans to mine crystals that form deep in the icy caves, of exceptional purity and hardness, often used in industrial lasers, which are quite valuable. But apparently Avalon specializes in starting revolutions with workers' rights. So, a Marxist, I guess. Another idealist. Poor but honest. I shall look forward to our meeting with eager anticipation. Is your anticipation eager enough to come down there with me?
Oh god, it's so cold!
Not quite. I think I shall contain my enthusiasm here in the warm. Which is probably a good idea, since whatever Travis is planning is slowly coming together. We also see in this episode that mutoids don't mind the cold and are all really hot women. I'm not sure if I should be scared or aroused of the vampire Terminators. Scaroused, maybe? Anyway. But thanks to the spy's assistance, Travis has found Avalon's location and has come here for her. And we get a little bit of an I am Spartacus moment as he demands for her to be given to him. Only for the threatening of one random dude to be what it takes to break the fearless rebel leader. With his prize in hand, he leaves the radio broadcaster, giving Blake their location, and proceeds to slaughter everyone else, including his double agent. You know, if your double agent's at a longer life expectancy than mayflies, you might actually be winning this propaganda war. Armed with the most fashionable Eskimo/electric blanket wear, Blake and Jenna teleport down to the planet below. And it turns out at least one of Avalon's followers is still alive. So he fills them in on the situation and they go off to try and rescue Avalon from the Federation detention facility. The sooner the better, since they've placed Avalon in the hypno booth thingy and are apparently trying to remove information from her. Also, there's a creepy, weird doctor who is paying way too much attention to her anatomy, and has been given permission by Travis to requisition anything he might need for Project Avalon. And in complete honesty, my hat off to Julia Vidler here. Not only did she have a stupid, obnoxious light stuck in her face for hours on end, while being forced to give a compelling performance, but also we've seen these psycho booths used multiple times throughout the show, and she is the only one! They have made her strip down to her skivvies in. Now, that's probably because she's a guest actress and doesn't have it written into her contract like Blake or Callie did, but either way, this actress deserves all of the credit in the world for delivering a really good performance even under really obnoxious and misogynistic circumstances. Back over with Blake, since they're going to need to break into a government facility, they'll need Villa to open the doors for them, so he's asked to come down in spite of his whining about the cold. Gan also informs them that a Federation pursuit ship has been landing on the planet, and it looks like it came from space headquarters. I wonder who that could possibly be. Which will have to wait, since the scientist who was oogling Avalon says they're ready for the next stage of the project. Even better, Servalon's in another episode! You know what that means! Yay!
Supreme Commander, it's good to see you. I hope your trip was a safe one.
Your request for my presence was most inconvenient. I was in the middle of boiling a pot of baby seals. There's still half a pot left back up on the station. Do you know what it costs to have baby seals brought out to my space station, Travis?
What are you doing with baby seals?
Oh, please do not make her go into details. She makes me watch.
Travis, do you have any trapdoors around here?
Please forgive me, mistress. Not the trapdoor again.
That's better. Now, apologize, water heater with a plunger.
I am sorry, mistress. I will never question your authority. Father, please help me. I am sorry, my child, but there is one more terrible and powerful than even I, and I'm not sure that he could even stop such evil as the Supreme Commander.
Damn right, you old has-been. I'm having far too much fun writing this character. Toodaloo! But in all seriousness, we do get an interesting new wrinkle in the Travis-Servalon relationship. She's been growing frustrated with him since his numerous attempts to capture Blake have yet to succeed, and it appears that there are those in the political office questioning her decision, and Servalon does not like having her decisions questioned. So this current plan of Travis's is sort of his last chance, and if he messes this up, it's not going to end well for him. We don't as of yet know what the plan is, but we do see it has something to do with this really interesting post effect. And has something to do with this prisoner who Travis had requisitioned early in the episode. It's placed into the room with him, and then destroyed, and no. What is it with this show in mold? Why? Why, Terry? And yeah, this looks like it's not going to end well if it ever gets on Blake's ship. As Villa is preparing to open the door, this thing comes rolling down the hallway, and, I would say that Terry Nation is gonna sue somebody, but Terry Nation created the show, so I guess he was cool with faux Daleks being put into it. But they're able to open the door and sneak into the government facility relatively unmolested. Which is fortunate for them, because they've just placed Avalon in a holding cell. But unusually, apparently Travis has issued new weapons for all of the stormtroopers on the facility. I wonder what that's all about. After Blake gets the attention of one of the guards and we get a Looney Tunes sketch, and their attempt to sneak into the prison pretending to be prisoners goes completely sideways, it's time for a good old-fashioned fight scene. So they fight, and they fight. Using a handy computer terminal, they're able to check who is in which cells, and are ultimately able to find Avalon. So Blake and his men rescue Avalon, and then they attempt to make good their escape. But in their attempt to escape, Blake gets shot in the shoulder, and Avalon gets shot in the leg, but are able to keep on moving? That doesn't seem normal. And fortunately, before the Korean knockoff Dalek can vaporize everybody, Blake gets teleported back up to the ship with moments to spare. As they treat Avalon for her injuries, she seems fine, but continuously asks for her tunic that was taken from her when she came up. Also, her companion Shevna seems suspicious of something. Much like Blake, as he studies one of the weapons that they stole off of the guard they were using to try and sneak into the prison, Blake is smart enough to realize something's going on. Though the legends of Blake's crew say they're bulletproof, he knows that's not true. And after shooting one of the cups with the gun, he discovers the yield has been turned down significantly. So he gives it to Avon to take a look at, who is not adequately exercising trigger discipline, I will add. This could bruise or stun, but couldn't cause any serious injury. The Federation chases you all around the galaxy with the highly understandable desire to destroy you. Then when they have you pinned down, they let you go. Why? Blake wisely deduces that they want the Liberator intact. This entire plan was an attempt to put somebody on the ship as a traitor, and that they have fallen for it magnificently. Since it can't be Avalon, it must be Shevna, her associate from the planet below. Which makes even more sense when they find that she's missing and Callie's been attacked. But then Avalon just walks onto the bridge of the ship. Okay. She tells Gan that Shevna did take her prisoner, but she managed to escape and has come looking for help. She's hoping he can give her her tunic back since there's something of great significance in there that she would like to check on. So he goes to get it for her. And we also see that Shevna's not having a good day. And then things get worse, because when Gan gives back Avalon's robe, it turns out that she was carrying a capsule with the fungus in it! Fortunately, Jenna arrives to warn Gan of the fact that that's not the real Avalon, which is even more obvious when Gan tries to restrain her and Avalon displays She-Hulk levels of strength. Fortunately, the rest of the crew arrive and are able to take Avalon out, where we discover that Avalon was an android? What? Well, things get cleared up a little bit when Zen analyzes the virus that's stored in the capsule. Apparently, it's an artificially mutated virus with a very fast proliferation cycle. It would kill everything aboard the ship in about 30 seconds, then with no more host entities, would die and burn itself out, leaving the ship completely uncontaminated and safe for the Federation to come collect. Hence why they made an android duplicate of Avalon to pose as her so that they would bring her aboard the ship. She would be able to detonate the virus without any concern for harming herself, and the Federation would be able to collect the Liberator. Exactly what Servalan and Travis have always wanted. The death of Blake, and the new fancy piece of technology in their possession. This is what Mission to Destiny should have been. A mystery that totally makes sense, and the clues were scattered throughout. Earlier in the episode, the creepy doctor that was eyeing Avalon was hinted to be a roboticist. And Travis giving him permission to requisition whatever he needed was so that he could requisition a top-of-the-line android body so that he could make it look and behave exactly like Avalon enough to fool everyone. And it totally worked! Jenna, who had previously met Avalon, had no clue. But Shevna, who had been living with Avalon for several months, was more suspicious because he could pick up on telltale elements that didn't seem right. That's why the robot had to kill him. As I say, a much better written mystery than Mission to Destiny. If this had been Mission to Destiny, it would have been clear she was an android because she didn't like the color purple or something innocuous like that. Meanwhile, Servalan and Travis are practically giddy with glee, all but certain that this plan is going to go off perfectly. Except the base alarm starts blaring. Blake has returned to the prison and has brought the android with him, demanding the actual Avalon be turned over to him. Or else. Or else what, you may ask? Well, Blake's managed to reprogram the android just enough that it'll follow basic instructions that he gives it, and threatens to have it crush the vial containing the virus, killing everyone in the base. Now, yes, this would kill Blake, and it would kill the real Avalon, but as Blake observes, he's totally fine killing Servalan and Travis as well. For him, this is almost as good a deal as he'll ever get.
Oh yes, please, grant me the sweet release from this hell.
No, wait. I'm not letting that trash can with delusions of grandeur get off that easy. So Travis turns Avalon over to Blake, and Blake gives her a teleport bracelet, and the two of them teleport out, leaving behind the warning that if anyone makes a sudden movement or a loud noise, the android will crush the vial and will kill everybody on the base. Travis decides to test his luck, and fortunately he rolled a 20. Project Avalon has failed totally. There will be a full inquiry. Until then, you are relieved of your command.
If it takes all my life, I will destroy you, Blake. Will destroy you. Will destroy you. Now someone get me clean pants.
And with pursuit ships launched, we end the episode. So you remember when I said that episodes in this show get a lot better as the show goes on? I was definitely talking about episodes like Project Avalon. This is a really well-written script full of some fun twists and turns, and even though it's prone to the inevitable padding that comes with a BBC production of this caliber, it's a really fun episode to watch with some great character acting. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the episode. I already gushed about it, you should be watching it anyway. So, I hope to see you all again for our next episode, Episode 10. What can you expect from Episode 10? Well, we find out that space is in fact very black. The bad guy from The Last Crusade did choose wisely. Also, we get to see what really cheap brain surgery looks like. I hope to see you all for Episode 10 entitled Breakdown. See you then! Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And, you know, if you want to check out more episodes, they are freely available on YouTube. And hey, who knows, maybe you'll see something I didn't see in an episode. In which case, feel free to discuss it in the comments. And, you know, if you're gonna be stopping by my comments anyway, why don't you go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. Or if you want to be extra special awesome, feel free to stop by my Patreon page. I make a lot of videos on other stuff as well as showing off my awesome cosplay. But at the end of the day, I hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the next episode of Blake 7. By the way, all requisite links will be in the description below.